The former Speaker of Parliament and Omoro County Member of Parliament, Jacob Olanya, succumbed to cancer March 20th at the University of Washington Medical Center, Montlake. At the time of his death, he was a member of the National Resistance Movement's second highest decision-making organ, the Central Executive Committee. Described by many as an amiable man who treated others with respect, Olanya possessed an ability to make people feel comfortable in his presence. That time Gulu was the epicenter of the Lord's Resistance Army rebellion. He and fellow legislators from the Acholi sub-region started forcing the issue of LRA on the national and international agenda by constantly highlighting the suffering of their people and pushing for peaceful solutions. When Olanya crossed from Uganda People's Congress to the NRM in 2006, he supported and steered government development programs in the region for restoration. He rose to prominence as the chairman of the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee in 2004 and helped process 2 constitutional amendment bills and 9 acts of parliament to implement the provisions of the 1995 Constitution, Uganda's 4th constitution since the country's independence from Britain in 1962. As a backbench member of parliament, Olanya was one of the few members of parliament in the 7th Parliament who moved private members' bills. For example, he moved the current law on copyrights, called the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Act, to protect the efforts of artists. As Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Olanya chaired a plenary session that passed a number of bills, including the Petroleum Exploration, Development and Production Bill 2012, which gave sweeping powers to the Energy Minister to issue or revoke exploration licenses. He also chaired the House that passed the Public Order Management Bill 2011 in August 2013 that outlines the duties and responsibilities of the different stakeholders pertaining to organizing public meetings. His performance as Speaker of the current Parliament left an indelible impression on all who saw it. On September 16th and November 10th, 2021, he set precedents by chairing plenary sessions with his deputy, the now new Speaker Anita Among, strengthening their resolve to work together. On November 24th, 2021, Olanya chaired the House that passed the National Social Security Fund Amendment Bill 2021, that paved the way for workers who are 45 years and above and have saved for at least 10 years to have a mid-term access of up to 20% of their savings. Cecilia Gwal, the Dokolo woman Member of Parliament and one of the longest-serving legislators, said Olanya saved the government a lot because he knew the law like the back of his hand and would tell the government if things were going wrong.
Honorable Speaker, these rules are made by us. Is there any way we can suspend a rule? Because it is our rule. Can the Speaker, with all the powers that the Speaker has, suspend the rule and we can move? I'm asking the Speaker, please sit down.
Which rule?
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Which rule do you want to suspend?
Rule 135. 235, right, Honorable Speaker. So after clarifying the preliminary issues I've raised, maybe I was seeking your guidance because it has given me sleepless night to find out if we can make a law. Can we amend it? Can we suspend it? Can we abrogate it? Right, Honorable Speaker, I just want guidance. Thank you.
When Olanya took over as Speaker in May last year, he came up with his own prescription as the cure. He told members of Parliament not to stand up without quoting the rule of procedure.
It has come to my attention, and please take this seriously. We made a commitment to the people of this country that we will be serious and will avoid certain things that would bring the image of this institution in disrepute.
In the run-up to the 2021 general elections, Olanya was confident that he would retain his seat due to his record of service to the people. He stated, "I know I have done a good job in Omoro. We have supported communities in all aspects, such as health, agriculture and education. For instance, I built a primary school in Odek sub-county. We also have 170 students from poor backgrounds under our care in schools like Seroma Christian High School and St. Lawrence schools and colleges," he said. As part of Dano Pa Dano Foundation initiative, the deceased has been distributing mama kits and other medical equipment to Lalogi Health Center 4 to promote maternal health. He had also stationed an ambulance at Lalogi Health Center 4 to offer emergency services to his constituents. It is the only ambulance in the district. He also supported residents of Lalogi who had to walk long distances to fetch water by constructing a borehole to bridge the gap. Olanya has also been supporting religious institutions in his area and the entire country. In his home area, he built St. Mark Church of Uganda, a modern 500-seater church located in Lalogi. In November last year, Olanya fulfilled his pledge of 100 million Uganda shillings to the Church of Uganda. This was part of his contribution to the Church House campaign dubbed Love Gift, aimed at clearing a 60 billion shillings debt owed to Equity Bank. The debt was incurred during the construction of the Church House in Kampala. Olanya also cleared his pledge of 20 million shillings meant for the purchase of 5 solar lights for the Martyrs Shrine at Nachianja in Namugongo. The deceased speaker said he was delighted to honor his pledge to aid in the smooth running of the church and its projects. Ogwal also said Olanya was a spiritual person. Together with Justice Catherine Bamugemelile, they were awarded a special certificate for commitment to the service of God. He was a preacher and a singer, deeply rooted in the Word of God, Ogwal said. Like the African proverb that says, "A chick that will grow into a cock can be spotted the very day it hatches." Olanya provoked an acceptance of a truly skilled debater when, as a first-timer, gave a stellar performance during the House debate on the sale of Uganda Commercial Bank to Standard Investment Corporation Limited, now Stanbic Bank.
I covered Parliament, and I will never forget the day he made a contribution on the sale of Uganda Commercial Bank, which was monumental.
Download the app on App Store or Google Play Store now. Vision Digital Experience, the future of media.